As New Jersey's senior senator, I am committed to doing everything I can to help Governor Murphy and all of those responsible keep the people of New Jersey safe. It's important that all levels of government, federal, state, and local, work seamlessly in their response to the strain of the coronavirus. It's imperative that our state gets the resources, guidance, and support it needs to keep New Jerseyans safe. That's why I've been in close contact and coordination with federal agencies and their state partners to ensure a robust and coordinated response to this latest global outbreak. First, I want to emphasize to New Jersey families that the risks posed by the novel coronavirus here in our state remain low. In a nation of nearly 330 million people, only 12 cases of coronavirus have been confirmed across the entire United States. And in a state of 9 million people, not a single New Jerseyan has been diagnosed. However, the fact that there has been no significant spread of the coronavirus throughout New Jersey or the nation does not mean that we should ignore this growing global health care challenge. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention have reported over 40,000 confirmed cases of the novel coronavirus worldwide, the vast majority in China. The death toll has already surpassed the SARS outbreak of 2002, with over 900 dead and counting, including the first American in China. That's why from the moment officials became aware of the novel coronavirus, I began aggressively making sure our local, state, and federal governments are fully prepared to safeguard the health of the American people. Back in Washington, I've been doing everything I can to conduct proper oversight of the Trump administration's response to this challenge. For several years now, the Trump administration has proposed massive cuts to global pandemic preparedness and response. This is unacceptable, especially in light of the global coronavirus outbreak. That's why this Friday, along with the ranking members of the relevant committees, I sent a letter to the Office of Budget and Management Director, Mick Mulvaney, urging the administration to change course and support fully funding efforts to combat the spread of global pandemics. I also hosted two separate briefings for my fellow senators, featuring top administration officials in an effort to ensure that every agency, from the Center to Disease Control to the State Department to the Department of Homeland Security, HHS, are working strategically to prevent the spread of coronavirus here in the United States. We demanded and successfully had Newark International Airport designated for additional screenings of those traveling to Newark from afflicted areas. I also had a conference call this past Friday with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention about some of the latest elements, including making sure that New Jersey got the testing kits that were now being produced, and I understand that that has taken place. The CDC is using its emergency authority to distribute testing kits for coronavirus to our network of domestic labs, as well as providing them to international labs to improve detection of the virus. There's also a mandatory 14-day quarantine in effect for anyone who returns to the United States after traveling in or through China. Personnel with the CDC swiftly screened the 27 at-risk passengers aboard the cruise ship that returned Friday in Bayonne, and the CDC successfully cleared 23 passengers, and while 4 were sent to a hospital for further evaluation, they have since been cleared. However, again, there remain no confirmed cases here in New Jersey, and the risk to the general public remains low. I've also urged the State Department to press China to be more forthcoming and transparent about what they know about the virus and its results in real time. The reality is that in the SARS outbreak, China created great risk to the global population by delaying and impeding critical access and information to the virus as it was unfolding. It's been better this time, but it hasn't been totally transparent as we would like to see. And so we've urged the State Department to engage China robustly, along with the World Health Organization and others, to ensure that we know about every element of the virus as it takes place in real time. The health and safety of New Jersey residents and all Americans currently traveling in China is, of course, a top concern of mine. The State Department is strongly urging Americans to exercise caution and avoid travel to China. They've also assisted in providing evacuation flights for American citizens and residents looking for a safe way to get back home in the wake of the massive quarantines imposed by the Chinese government. I've heard directly from New Jersey families impacted by the travel challenges posed by this crisis. Ningxi Shu of Jersey City was traveling in China and reached out when she couldn't get a flight to come back home. She was stuck there, worried that she could be at risk for exposure to the virus, and if exposed, unable to access quality medical treatment. Fortunately, my office was able to arrange for her to get on a State Department chartered flight, and I'm pleased to report she's back in the United States and is doing well. While she has yet to show any symptoms, and I'm sharing this only because she's given us the permission to do so, she is currently undergoing the mandatory quarantine at a military base on the West Coast. She's grateful to be back on U.S. soil and is looking forward to getting home. We were also successful in arranging a separate flight home for longtime Monmouth County residents Kwun and Hui Lo-O, who will be subject to quarantine when they return stateside, I should say. And we're pleased to deliver welcome news to another New Jersey couple whose 2 young children were visiting their grandparents in China and couldn't get home on their own. Thankfully, we were able to arrange for the kids and their grandparents to travel back to the United States together, and I'm hopeful the children will be reunited with their parents soon. I want families across New Jersey to know that they can reach out to our offices in Newark or Barrington if they run into similar travel challenges. As government agencies work to contain the virus abroad and prevent its spread here at home, we all have a responsibility to exercise some good old-fashioned common sense. Every family should take proper precautions in protecting themselves and their children. This means doing all the things we're told to do, for example, to stay safe during flu season, from getting vaccinated, to washing our hands frequently, to covering our mouths when we sneeze or cough, and I'll let the professionals talk more in depth about that. At a time like this, these precautions are more important than ever.